He gonna compete. He gonna bring the energy, and then all of a sudden, this switch goes off, and then he laughing and joking. It's funny. I talked to Russ when it first went down, and Russ was like, "It's 1 o'clock in the morning, y'all." He calls me because it's different time in LA, and he's like, "Hey, Ish, wake up, man! What you doing?" I'm like, "Bruh, I am asleep. Come on, you know what kind of juice we gonna bring?" And that's who Russ is.
Coach joked this morning that Westbrook does not like other guards in the league. How much did you feel that heat when you were playing against him, or when you did? And how happy are you? How happy are you to be on his side?
Yeah, I'm on his side, right? Yeah. It's funny because he has that mentality, and I think that's what I love. You know, he has there's no friends. There's no friends out here. You know, once he steps in between those four lines, regardless if he played with you for 10 years, a half a year, regardless, if you're on the opposite team, he is attacking you, he's going at you, he's smack talking. And, I love it. So, I'm definitely happy that I'm on this side of it.
Obviously, how I play and off the floor is two different people. When I'm on the floor, you're right, I don't have any friends. I'm not trying to be friendly. I'm trying to bust somebody's ass. I ain't got time to be trying to shake hands and do all that. I don't have time for it, and I'm never changing that. Off the floor, I'll continue to get back. I'll continue to serve our community, serve the communities here, serve the communities where I'm from, continue to serve our underserved, continue to find ways to be able to change our system and our society.
Is maybe most either misunderstood about you or maybe misrepresented about you?
Where do you want me to start?
It's the whole thing. We have time.
Well, listen, I think the underlining thing about that is that 90% of it, 100% of it, not even true, because a lot of times the things that are made up, people don't actually know me to be able to say anything about me or what I'm about or what I believe in. I think the biggest thing for me is just kind of going and being myself, which is easy because I can be genuine and loyal and understanding. Obviously, I'm not the easiest guy to understand and watch play, whatever people may think, but me as a teammate, me as a person, as a father, that's the most important part to me. And I stand strong on that and continue to uplift my teammates, organizations, inspire people around the world. And that's kind of all I worry about is impact and inspire. And that's something that I've been with since day one. And that's the most important part about me, being able to have this platform and use it to be able to help impact and inspire many people, kids, children around the world, because I've been blessed with it to be able to do so. And I feel like that's my blessing, to be able to impact and inspire many people as possible.
Did you want to be traded? And if you did, what led you to feel that way?
Well, I think, I'm here in Washington, and I'm happy about where I'm at and understanding that it's a new journey for me, and understanding how important it is to focus on where I'm at, focus on the team, organization, the city, the community, the people here. Because
24, 48, 72 hours here. Just kind of letting it all seep in and just realizing that, your brother is no longer here with you no more. He's off to something better. So it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, I never get into the game of playing GM, It's definitely a tough situation because John is my brother, and our relationship goes far beyond basketball, and I think that's what's so tough about it, we've developed a bond since I was in high school, and, we've had great years together, 8-9 years together here in DC, and it was definitely kind of shocking and crazy to see the news the other day, but you understand, as you said, the first thing you said is, this is a business, it's the business of basketball, and Shep is the GM, and he has to make these tough decisions, and this is probably definitely one of the toughest ones, our organization has ever had to make, and it was a tough pill for me to swallow too, but on the flip side of it, you look at it and see who we're bringing in, and you see the caliber player on Russ and what he's able to do, a former MVP, triple-double, walking triple-double, and he's going to bring a spark to our team, and the energy to our city that I think, you know, that void won't go unfilled. You know, John left a tremendous impact on the city of DC. He left a tremendous impact on me and my family. You know, our brotherhood continues. You know, I've had conversations with John over the last few days, you know, and they've been nothing but positivity, and they've been nothing but great conversations. And, you know, my ultimate goal for him is to be happy, you know, and, you know, but today was the first day of camp, and so I kind of have to shift my focus to the Wizards and, you know, bringing Russ in and welcoming him and making him feel comfortable and, you know, hitting this thing off running.
Me watching Brad and seeing him and competing against him for years, I've always been a huge fan of his game because he goes and competes, and he's like a silent assassin. He don't really say much. He kind of goes in the game, but once the game starts, he gets to it, and that's something I love about him always, just watching him. And obviously he's gotten better and better each and every season, and I'm just excited to be able to play alongside of him and help him in any way I can.
Well, Russ is a pro. He's one of the best point guards in the game, you know, and for me to sit here and say, you know, he can't make things work with other guys, well, I can sit here and say I'm not other guys either. You know, their games aren't like my game. You know, I'm very adaptable. You know, I adjust to who is with me, who I'm playing with, new guys we add. You know, and my job is to make his job easier. You know, hopefully he comes in and he's able to pick up the playbook quick. But you know, things are flying with this short little exhibition preseason we have. But you know, I don't think it'll be a problem. You know, I'm hoping that he comes in with the energy and the focus that he always plays with. We just need him to continue to play with that drive, play with that leadership, and play like MVP like he's been playing, man, because we have a lot of young, talented guys who are hungry to win, who are hungry to get better, you know, and I think just Russ's energy in that, just his approach and his mental approach to the game would be perfect for us, you know, and I'll feed off it too. You know, I think I have a lot to learn from him. He's a lot older than me. He's an MVP. He's been there, 9-time All-NBA. You know, so everything is there. You know, it's just a matter of us putting the pieces together. You know, I'm never going to judge a book by its cover until, you know, I dive into actually playing with him. So, you know, I love his aggression. I love his attack mentality, and I just can't wait. They have a lot of similarities, you know, and so I'm definitely curious to see the adjustment I make with playing with Russ. I will say I know him off the court a little bit, and I am a fan of his. He's a family man. He's a great guy, great character guy. So I believe we'll mesh well and gel well. You know, I'm excited to have him here. But I think on the court we'll be good, man. I'm, like I said before, I'm adaptable, very easy to play with. So I don't think it'll be a problem at all. Like, I feel like my conversations I've had with people, like Russ is a great teammate. Russ is a great person. You know, I think it's a lot of false narratives that people have on him. You know, so I won't put any stock into those things until, you know, I actually, you know, get some time with Russ on the floor. But I don't think it'll be anything where he comes in and he's like trying to, you know, run the show and just do everything by himself. You know, he realizes that it's a group effort, and you know, I'm here, Rui's here, TB's here. We just re-signed Davies, so we have a great group of guys here who we can make things work. You know, and it's a well put together team. So you know, we just gotta hit the ball running, you know, from day one. But I don't think it'll be any issues. I think just the fact that I love to play on the ball a little bit more than in, you know, years past, may be the only thing. But, you know, just seeing them being able to defer to PG, defer to KD, defer to James at times, like that's going to be the same thing. They want to be real cautious with John coming back off the injury, which is, I mean, you understand that. But it's definitely great to be able to have Russ come in and give us that, you know, 100,000%, you know, effort every single night, you know, and our job is to protect him and making sure that, you know, he's comfortable, making sure he knows the system, making sure that, you know, he fits well with us, you know, so we want to make him feel comfortable here, you know, so that's my job and that's everybody else's job too. You know?
Man, I'm super excited about it, man. Brad is superstar talent, and he proved that and showed that last year with what he had, and he's just only going to get better. My job is to come in and continue to uplift him, try to push him to be better. And that's all I'm here for, man. And I'm happy to be a you know, his counterpart and try to make the game easier for him. And that's what I'm trying to do.
The Wizards the last couple of years have been very public and transparent about how they want to reset their culture as an organization. What does good culture organizationally look like to you?
Good culture. I mean, I've been lucky, and I was lucky to start in such a great culture in Oklahoma City, organization that, you know, we kind of set the stage for myself, Kevin, James, Jeff Green at the time. We kind of set the culture. We had Perk brought in to kind of bring that hard nose, put your head down, get to work mentality. And I think being around here, I can already see in day 1 or 2 that we have a lot of guys that love to work, that want to put the work in, that understand what it's like to put the work in. And for me, I'm just happy to be able to be a part of it, especially at this point in my career, to be able to come to organizations, to be able to help, whether it's enhance the culture, to bring a little more energy and excitement to the culture. But I'm definitely just here to help and make sure that, you know, the culture here is in the right direction, and it's already great since I've been here. So I'm just excited to kind of keep it going.
Obviously, there's some differences. I'm a little older. Scotty's a little older. Apart, but the great thing about me and Scotty's relationships, we always stay connected. We always been in contact throughout my whole career. Scotty was, you know, a huge part of the reason why I'm able to do some of the things I'm able to do now. To this day, he gave me a chance. He gave me an opportunity to go out and make silly mistakes. Some of the mistakes I still make today. But he allowed me to do that. And I'm grateful for that because I learned so much about myself, about my game, about who I am as a player. And I'm just happy and excited to kind of be back with him and continue our friendship, but also our journey on the basketball court as well.
You're a different player now than you were when you were younger. How do you coach you now versus a young Russell?
Shit. I mean, you mad to ask Scotty that one. He probably got the answer to that one. I mean, honestly,
You're hard on yourself. I know you're hard on yourself.
I'm very, very hard on myself. Nobody's more hard on myself than me. And every year, like you mentioned, man, I try to come back better at something. And that's my goal every year. I try to come back better at every aspect of my game because I feel like I can do everything. And that's just how I believe. As far as coaching, I'm very coachable. Never had any issues with any coach of being coachable, understanding the game and listening. I'm all ears when it comes to coaching, and Scotty knows that. So I'm just well, before I answer the question, I don't agree with you on the resume thing. I don't think that if you don't have a championship on your resume, if that's the only thing you play for, I don't believe that's true, especially for me, as I look at legacy and understanding what that means. So I have a different perspective as it pertains to that. But to answer your question, I do every season I go in with the mentality to be able to strive to be the best. If I'm not striving to win the championship, then what's the point? And I believe that each NBA player and teams, coaching staff, they come in trying to be the best, regardless of the personnel, regardless of what you have, what other teams have. It really doesn't matter. What matters is what we have in our locker room, and that's the most important thing to me. And we're going to strive to win as many games as we can and try to win a championship if we can, as long as we put our effort, our energy, our time, and our sacrifice our minds and our bodies to be able to do it. You know, we can walk away and live with that.
If it's not all about it, I mean, how do you define legacy? How do you define that resume?
My legacy is defined on, and I've had time and just over the course of my career, I understand that legacy for me is based on how many people I impact and inspire along my journey. Each day, as much energy and effort I give to the game, I give back to the community the same way. And I've been doing that since I've been in the league and understanding why it's important. Yes, legacy on the basketball terms of the, you know, whatever the people that determine your legacy, but me personally, my legacy, I believe is and how I see it is how many people I impact and inspire across the world, because to me, that's more powerful as we see our society and the way that things are going and how it can move and things can go south very quickly as we've seen. And that's just how I see my legacy. And, you know, as I look forward and kind of my career and my life after basketball and while I'm playing, as to how many people I impact and inspire along the way. In tune, because I grew up in underserved community. I understand what it's like. I understand the struggle. I understand what it means or what it's like to be a Black African American in society. So personally, make sure that I'm in tune to each community, especially, and obviously being here in DC, being in tune to what's going on in our school system, education, in our finance system, in our healthcare, every aspect of our wealth gap in our society, in our world. I'm in tune with because it's important. Me having children of my own, I understand, and I kind of know why it's important now. It's going to be a while, obviously, to close a wealth gap, but it's important that somebody that has the power, has the ability to impact, the outreach, to be able to, put their foot down and make a stand. And to me, to go back to my question, that is legacy. That's legacy. That creates a legacy long term for your kids, for their children, and that's just how I look at it. For me, I had an opportunity to get 0, and I had an opportunity to pick kind of what number I wanted. Obviously, I could have stayed with 0 if I wanted to, but I just decided to. It's kind of my first time in my career I can go back to my original number. When I got to Oklahoma, even at UCLA, I got there, Aaron Follow had it, UCLA, and then I got to Oklahoma City, Nick Collison had it, and then when I got to Houston, Daniel House had it. So I never had an opportunity to kind of go back to my original number. 4 is my favorite number. For me, it's a representation, and not the number of people, but to me, it reminds me of just who I play and what I play for, and that's my family, my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, my brother. Like, it reminds me and it gives me a sense of my roots and where I started from and where I get it from, because it allows me to get back to why I love the game, why I fell in love with the game, why I play the game, who I play it for. And, I'm just happy to be able to have that number back. So I'm excited about it.